Today on The Social. Is it too late now to say sorry? Why divorce rumors about Justin and Hailey Bieber have reignited after his comment on Keke Palmer's Instagram post. Is this harmless flirtation or cause for concern? And, oh, Canada. Former prime ministers call on the nation to wave the flag with pride in response to Trump's anti-Canadian rhetoric. Are you in line with this move? Then, full-bodied, voluptuous red. Why do we use sexy phrases when we talk about wine? Sommelier Natalie McLean teaches us the love language of vino. Plus, the real-life 50 First Dates couple. Nesh Pillay shares what it was like waking up with sudden and inexplainable memory loss and not being able to remember her fiancé. It all starts now on The Social.
Joins us.
Oh,
welcome,
so much.
We love
Thank you.
We're going to have a great deal of fun today. We have what I'd like to call enchanting topics for this lineup on this Valentine's Day, starting with Hollywood breakup rumors. So she said I'm popping out. That's what Justin Bieber posted along with heart eye emojis on Keke Palmer's Instagram. We'll figure out what that means in a little bit. It's not important. It has fans speculating that there's trouble in paradise between Justin and his wife, Hailey. So what do you guys think? And more importantly, would this sort of thing, this sort of interaction, would it bother you in a partner or a friend?
Yes, but first of all, can I just talk about you guys are so messy? I love it. I just had to call you all out, though. You know what? I don't like when married men post stuff like this, but this is not this story. I'm gonna actually break this down for you guys. So you saw the comment that Justin left under Keke Palmer's little post that she posted like maybe 5 days ago. She was on her way to a New York Knicks game. She's wearing Burberry and a little crop top, and he made a cute little comment. It's important for people to understand that these two have known each other since they were teenagers. Even back in 2009, Justin appeared on Keke's show, True Jackson, that was on Nickelodeon. This is them like as kids. So they go way back. Now, there's a reason why people are speculating. First of all, Keke is newly single, and there's not enough time in the show to explain that whole drama. So just know that. So people were just like, oh, he made that comment. Maybe they're doing music together. Maybe they're doing this. But this is why people are speculating that there was something more. A month ago, people noticed that Justin and his wife, Hailey, unfollowed each other on social media. Messy, all right? So usually when a celebrity couple does that, this is how we know they're breaking up. Now, this is what Justin posted after he noticed that post as well. This is on his Insta story. It says, someone went on my account and unfollowed my wife. Bleep is getting sus out here. So he was letting people know he didn't do this. Somebody else is in his account and doing this. So this is why everybody was speculating the comment that he left on Keke's thing was more than just a comment. They're friends and it's nothing and someone's messing with their
Okay, I love all these details. Did he do it? He made the comment though.
Now y'all
Wait, but he made the comment though. He made that comment.
He did make
yes,
he did
not
make
somebody. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Well, I guess I'll ask you, like, here's the question though, and you can answer it as well.
Okay.
If your partner decided to write this comment or something like that on someone else's site, how do you feel about it?
Nothing says I value our marriage more than commenting on another woman's thirst trap. Like, come on.
You think it's too much? You can't do it.
Isn't it just weird? Like, sometimes you'll see like a friend maybe comment on a celebrity's post. Like our friend Amber, one time I saw her name pop up on Dolly Parton's Instagram, wishing her a happy birthday. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. But then another time, like I've seen like a guy friend comment, you look hot. butt or something like that on
Honestly-
Sabrina Carpenter's, like, and that's just gross.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like seeing that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not married, but I will get upset on behalf of my married friends if
could
I
see
see
that.
their husband double tapping. You don't even have to make a
Just
comment.
a double tap?
A double tap or anything, because what it says is you're disrespecting your relationship.
But wait,
'Cause you can look
if it's
and
Dame
admire
Judi
and-
Dench, is that okay?
No, that's an obvious answer. Dame Judi Dench. We're talking about there's a single woman who's posted a picture. It's a thirst trap. She looks cute. Her belly's out. The boobs
Agreed.
are out. She's pouting, and then you have your husband out there going, nice.
It's
little-
not-
But
It's
you
just something that's
defended,
just
but
not
you
necessary.
just defended this whole story
Well,
to do
because
with.
this is celebrity world and everything gets blown up, and it's a different
But there's
situation.
already rumors going around. Like, if your fingers are so itchy, then just like text your wife.
Good point.
I mean, I don't know. I think we are making all kinds of assumptions of people who are thinking that this is suspicious, but I think we do this in our own lives as well. It depends on the nature of their relationship. It depends on how much you trust.
You're right.
It depends on like the type of person, and if you're with a type of guy that you already don't trust, and you find, like, again, I sit here as a person who speaks about my crushes on national television on a regular basis, and my poor husband Jason has to take it every single time. And so, if who would I be to say anything about if he decided to double
Okay,
tap
but wait.
any one of you
I
guys?
got a question.
I would be so excited if he double tapped any one of you. Okay, go for it.
I got a question. Okay, so say I post a picture in this dress, popping out, lips, everything, and you see your husband is double tapped and some heart emojis.
Yeah, the
on
emoji
it.
was a bit much.
Are you unbothered by it? Are you bothered by it?
I would be intrigued by it.
I asked the wrong person.
Jason, who is that?
Where is it? No, I asked the wrong wife.
Who is that,
I
Jason?
asked the wrong wife. That sounded, I'm so sorry I even opened that door. You know what? Let's move on. Just leave that where it is and move on to the next topic. The strategist has a list of Valentine's Day gifts for kids that are more than just candy, toys, games, stuffed animals. Whatever happened to those old cinnamon hearts? Remember the cinnamon hearts? All right, so is buying gifts for kids on Valentine's Day going too far?
Interesting.
You don't think so?
I mean, again, there's gifts and then there's gifts, right? Like, you have to like do some huge spread, but I definitely have the fondest memories of my childhood. On Valentine's Day, I would open up my lunch and there would be a handwritten note from my mom. Yeah. And I remember that so vividly. It didn't cost a thing. She might have thrown in some cinnamon hearts. Who likes those anyways? Anyway. But I will say that I definitely buy something small. But I think I draw the line at that.
Just something.
Do you do this?
So I fell victim to this trap really bad when the kids were young. I think I have some pictures. Like, I would wake up at like 5 a.m. I'd make them, an amazing breakfast.
my
I would go
gosh.
all out. Yeah, but guys, this morning I know every year I did this, had the same placemats. This year I couldn't find the placemats. 1, 2, I woke up late and I felt so guilty. And then guess what my daughter did?
Uh-oh.
What?
Look at the picture.
Oh, what?
She
Oh,
put
she-
her pajamas on. She
That is
made me
so
coffee. I know. She took the mantle. Look at her with my latte this morning. She's a real
There's
sweet girl.
sadness in her eyes, though. Truly disappointed. No, I'm kidding.
Are you gonna do anything when you come home from the social?
I say that in jest, but I do think that parents set themselves up a little bit when
I
they
know.
start these trends, not thinking that, am I gonna still want to do this 5 years down the road?
Well, there is a whole trend. Kate McKenna, our good friend, our producer here, she was talking about this morning. There's a whole mom TikTok where it's moms going above and beyond the call of mothering, if you will. So, like, for Valentine's Day, here's what one mother is posting.
Oh, my
that
God.
she does these
Yeah.
entire baskets.
come on.
And there's more than one basket. There's a basket for 3 kids. And so, at one point, you kind of have to ask, or at least I ask, who is this for? Is this for
It's for
kids?
Instagram.
Or is
That's
it for
what it's
Instagram?
for.
But then it's
Yeah.
creating this
It's
full
for the
sense of-
landfill is what it's for.
No
Yeah,
kidding,
that's a good
right?
point.
I
Yeah.
totally
It's a
agree.
very good point.
I totally agree with that.
And what message are we sending?
You know what?
I feel like mothers are going to feel like they're not good enough if they're not going to those lengths.
I'm gonna tell you something, guys. There's a meeting that happens in the morning. I'm gonna ignore these 3. We have a meeting in the morning. And let me tell you the real deal about these women. They are dark inside. Don't take her by that cute little outfit.
Stop.
That heart? Nonsense. They hated Valentine's Day. I showed up in red today. I had my heart socks on. They were like, what are you doing? I was like, it's Valentine's Day. And I was trying to understand, why are people just so riled up about a mom taking the time to make sure that her kid and everybody in her class gets a nice little present. If she has the time and the effort to make a basket.
It's like a wedding registry now. Like,
but you know what? No, but I figured it. I figured it out. Because you know me, I'm a researcher. I always get to the bottom. So I came across this story of worst Valentine's Day stories, and here's the story. It says, in 5th grade, I didn't receive a single Valentine's Day card in my cubby while everyone else did. And I thought, the light bulb went off. I go, the parent who's doing this and buying all the gifts and doing all the baskets is probably the kid who sat in that class and didn't receive anything. And I'm gonna sit here and say, I too was that kid. I didn't, bring it into my adulthood. No, don't offer me like that. I have a therapist. I let that stuff go. Right? But it's like, I have bigger fish to fry in my life. But I'm thinking perhaps the parents are making the extra effort, are thinking, yeah, I didn't like being in that classroom on that day, which was supposed to be about love and getting presents and balloons, and I got nothing. So this is what they're doing. They're making sure that not only their kid, that's right, boyfriend, wait. Not only their child, but every single child will never leave school on Valentine's Day not feeling loved or liked or appreciated. And that's why they're doing it.
That's a very generous take on it.
think so,
Very
too.
generous.
You know why? Because you guys are all dead inside.
No.
I have
like love
eight
goggles
little
on or
hearts on
something.
my fingers. There is life in this body.
That's not enough.
Absolute life.
Not
And guess
enough.
what? Coming up next, our former prime ministers want us to show the flag as never before on Flag Day tomorrow in the face of insults and threats from Donald Trump. So I think the people in this audience are certainly joining in on the call to action, but is everyone else watching? Are we? You're going to find out in 3 minutes when we're back. Welcome back, everybody. It's Valentine's Day, and we're mad about you, so get your free tickets to come see the show. Scan the QR code right down there, and you get all the info, and you're gonna have a great time.
All right, let's keep this fabulous party going. Tomorrow is Flag Day. 60 years since we adopted the red maple leaf, and all of our living former prime ministers released a joint statement urging everyone to fly their flags as a sign of unity in the face of Donald Trump's threats. Yes. Right? We like that. So what are your thoughts on this call to action?
So I actually am very happy about this because I feel like the past few years, our flag has essentially been hijacked by like the Freedom Convoy, the trucker protest, and it's been put aside beside like the Confederate flag and other hateful symbols, and it's made me really sad. And I've actually felt uncomfortable displaying it, to be honest. So, for the past couple Canada Days. So I'm very excited that we're taking the flag back and we're bringing it back to its essence, which red means prosperity and hope, and the white stands for peace and tranquility, and it's not division anymore, because it stood for division for a long time for me now.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy about
I mean, I like the idea behind it. I do find something slightly humorous about the fact that a lot of people will be running out to buy these flags, probably from places where the people who they come from probably overseas, China, for example. But there's something a little bit funny and ironic about that. But I will say that I think while it is nice and heartening to see everybody coming together in this way, there's something a little bit unsettling about the fact that, like, unless we actually put action behind it, it's just superficial, right? Unless we actually start to unify and come together, then it's meaningless. It's just a symbol, right? And I think the more that we hear also politicians spouting rhetoric that is parroting the leader to the South, again, I think that this just becomes meaningless, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, what about you? Well, I'd like to get to where you are. When I see the flag, and I'm not proud of this, I still feel a little, triggered's a hard word, but like, like what's gonna happen? And I think it also has to do with, some of my worst social media trolls about 5 years ago, nearly all of their avatars were Canadian flags.
Yes.
So I have this visceral sort of reaction. But if former prime ministers who get bullied, a lot and who get a lot of hate can take it, then I should be able to take it too. That being said, there's something about a flag and nationalism, like it signals nationalism. Nationalism can be a beautiful thing. It can create unity, but that line then to extreme nationalism, which can lead to both world wars. You know, there's just something about like maybe a little Canada Day pin or a red toque. Like I would feel great about that.
Or just supporting Canadian businesses.
We are doing that.
About our Canadian
I guess the visual is what really packs the punch. Like if everyone flew that flag, that's a very power visual. It's a very powerful symbol. But yeah, maybe the scarves or something instead.
Okay, that's interesting. I would like to personally thank President Donald Trump. Thank you. Thank you for uniting my country once again. We owe you a Tim Hortons muffin basket or something. To what you were saying, the last few years have been a little divisive, but I love that because of these tariffs, we've come together and reminded ourselves of who we are and that we know that we may not agree on everything, but we do love this country. And a lot of us are very grateful that our families came here and settled here.
And we're all on the same side.
Yeah.
Not only will I buy a flag, I also will sing "Oh Canada" in the face of everybody I meet, just to remind them that I'm a proud Canadian. Oh, Canada!
True hatred, love. Oh my gosh. All right. I can't stop this.
Strong and free.
Dun, da, da.
She's standing
Stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. That just happened.
That happens.
See, that doesn't feel good. Thank you. That feels really
That
nice.
felt good. People are crying. We love our country. People are crying because we love our country.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh
We
my
needed
gosh,
that.
it's
Yeah.
true. There's
We
emotion
needed
even
that.
here.
Canada.
Okay, we're gonna just twist over, and it's a challenging thing, but we're gonna still talk about. Keep it with red, okay? We're gonna talk about people sharing their worst Valentine's Day stories with BuzzFeed to prove it's not all romance and roses. So, what's your worst Valentine's Day experience?
I don't have a worst one, but something from that list made me laugh. And it reads, I realized that the Valentine's Day cards I'd been receiving from my secret admirer for years were from my parents.
Oh my God.
See, this is carrying them too far.
Stand inside, like I said.
Do you have a worst story?
So mine isn't worse, but it's going to be like a bit of a controversial opinion. So I actually prefer Valentine's Day when my husband's traveling.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because so for the first 10 Valentine's Days approximately we were together, there's this tech conference that would happen in Barcelona. It would fall the same week as Valentine's Day every year. So he would never be around. And he felt so guilty that he would send flowers to work. He would, send me lingerie. He even, I remember once planned this like Galentine's dinner with me and my friends. And now, I know, now it's like business as usual. Tonight he's going he's going to the hockey rink with my son tonight.
Yeah.
Literally
Nothing
no plans
special.
in my house.
I get that. I
right?
get that.
Like,
yeah.
so I miss the guilt.
So hopefully he's watching.
Maybe I'll go somewhere next year. I don't know.
Do you have a terrible Valentine's Day?
I already shared mine on the show a long time ago of the guy that planned the date and then like 2 weeks in advance and then forgot and then wanted me to pay for the movie and then had me drop him off.
remember
Remember
that.
That was my Valentine's Day. So
That's
yeah.
been a year ago.
No, that was ages ago.
Ages ago,
That was-
sorry.
That was ages ago, but yeah, that was my worst one. What about you? I know you've been with Jason for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just remembering though that it was actually on Valentine's Day. Jason had invited me out for dinner. We'd been fighting a lot, so we went out for this fancy dinner, and we were it was like tense and awkward, and we were trying to sort of reconnect. And I went to the washroom. It was a lovely meal, and I came back, and there was my napkin on my table, and I picked it up, and there was a little box there. So that was his proposal, and I remember him getting down one day and asking me, and I was crying, and I went like, "Why do you want to marry me? I'm awful." But it all worked out, guys.
Great story.
That's my memory.
Oh, we're just getting started here, folks. We really are. And ladies, roses are red, violets are blue, and after the break, a Valentine's Day gift from me to you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Everybody. For Valentine's Day, I really wanted to whisk the hosts away to Paris and stay at a 5-star hotel. But the hotel was 2,000 big ones a night. So instead, I decided to bring a little piece of Paris to them. Take a look.
A famous chocolate cake from the Hotel de Crillon in Paris. And I thought, what screams Valentine's Day more than that? Oh my God!
Wow.
This looks rich. It looks decadent.
Okay, so I've decided to perform the cake's finishing touch, which is a dusting of cocoa powder on live TV, because, like, why not?
Of course.
Right? Here we go.
Okay, do
We're
it.
just gonna do this here.
Okay.
The cake, I should also
Can we
say.
see the stencil? What is up with the stencil?
Well, the stencil I made myself, and I stole supplies from the work cabinet here. Don't tell anyone. Okay, let's see if this works. Here we go. Oh, God.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It's supposed to look like a wheel?
so
Is that the
pretty.
idea? Or did you just arbitrary? You could have chosen a heart or a maple leaf.
I think that's the part that goes on the lights.
That is
Cynthia's on one
incredible
today.
that you're saying that. Now, I will also say this cake was supposed to just pop out of its pan very easily.
Okay, let's see if that
As you can see, it's still in the pan because none of us could get it out.
Okay, here.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
A little bit of parchment paper. There we go. Just gorgeous.
Okay, Jess.
Get some, yeah.
Okay, so this cake was made famous at the Hotel de Crillon, as you mentioned. I'm gonna guess that they maybe didn't serve it with the paper.
They didn't serve it with the paper,
No.
but this Hotel de Crillon, it's an 18th century neoclassical palace, very famous because just outside, Marie Antoinette got beheaded, and I thought Valentine's Day.
Nothing cake. Right? There we go.
Nothing says romance like a beheading.
Okay.
All right, so Jess, the other day you asked me if I prefer chocolate or vanilla, and I said vanilla. So what gives?
And why do we have white chairs today?
That is a great
I know, that's the
You know,
problem.
when I pulled the office, and I will say most people did choose chocolate.
They like
but
double chocolate?
I am with you, and
This
same
is
with
amazing.
Cynthia.
This is like next level.
This is out of this world.
actually
Should
really
we
good.
just stop talking and just talk about how good I am?
You know what some people say? I've never understood this, but some people say that they like chocolate better than sex. This is making me reevaluate that for a minute.
I couldn't say that.
Don't look at me, I don't feel that way.
Can I just ask, is there a secret ingredient in here?
No, it's flourless. It's
No,
like
no.
4 ingredients.
The answer, no, the wrong answer. You're supposed to say yes, love.
Yes.
And there is parchment paper.
That I can taste.
So wait a minute, I have one more question. You could make this a vanilla version of this, is that correct?
I don't know if you could, Cynthia, but I will say it's a flourless chocolate cake with just eggs, butter, really good, as best quality chocolate as you can get, and some sugar. I think that was it, vanilla and salt.
It's a
This is better than any restaurant. I'm telling you.
it's
so
gorgeous.
good.
Oh my God, Jess, thank
dangerous-
you.
You guys weren't kidding, I am amazing.
So good,
this
so
world.
good. Happy Valentine's Day. And as always, don't forget you can catch Jess on Kaftans in the kitchen on our Instagram page every other Thursday. Oh my God, there's whipped cream too.
Ma'am.
Don't go anywhere because we're making more love after the break with wine. Romance. So it's so much so that it's been described in a very sensual way. So, but what do sexy words like legs and voluptuous mean in the context of what we're sipping?
Well, our next guest is here to decode the love language of wines. Please welcome our favorite, Natalie McLean, who offers Canada's most popular online wine classes.
Great to be back with you, Jess. Thanks for being here. Okay. I think a lot of people associate wine with romance, but why are wine descriptors often romantic?
Yeah.
Right. So wine seduces our senses and our imaginations, right? And some of the compounds that are naturally found in wine that give it its sexy descriptors are also found in human pheromones that attract us to each other. Like,
Well,
Are you
there
serious?
you go.
yes,
That is
yes,
so
ma'am.
cool.
Absolutely. And when you learn to speak the love language of wine fluidly, it becomes, I know you like your puns, it becomes a poem for your palate.
Oh my gosh, well, this
Okay.
is exciting. So our first word descriptor is cuvée. What does it mean in both romantic and wine contexts?
Okay, so a cuvée, when it comes to wine, is picking the right grapes from the best vineyards to make the best blend. And of course, every relationship, in a sense, is a cuvée, right? And the trick is in picking the right blend and then maybe mixing it up a little.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so which cuvée have you brought for us to try today?
So we have the Mumm Napa Prestige Cuvée. It was founded in California by Champagne's leading house, G.H. Mumm. And this one is so vibrant. It's a blend of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier. Do give it a taste.
Well, let's raise it
Yes.
to the glass.
Yes.
Not a gas.
There is
but
gas in there,
later.
yes.
And toast to us. Like this cuvée, beautifully crafted, full of character, and better with time.
Absolutely.
cheers. I love that.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
That's delightful.
Oh, it's really nice.
Isn't it
Fresh,
right?
crispy.
Yeah. Like bright white peach, toasted almond. I mean, it's really Napa's signature sparkling wine.
Love it. Okay, so the next word is terroir.
Terroir.
Okay, so how does that term apply to wine?
Okay, so the environment in which the vines grow, so the soil, the climate, the geography, that's all going to influence the style and taste of the wine, just as our own individual backgrounds shape who we are in relationships.
Right? That.
So terroir also reminds us that not everything is on the surface. Sometimes you have to dig a little deeper to find something or someone truly extraordinary.
Oh,
I
it's
love
very
that.
nice.
This is really romantic. Tell us about the wine that ties into terroir.
Sure, so we have the Stoneleigh Organic Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
From the cool climate of Marlborough, New Zealand. Feel free to try. This wine's terroir is teeming with microbial life because they don't use any synthetics. Oh, don't worry, there's no bugs in your glass. You looked horrified. This is a good thing. Microbial life makes the soil alive, makes the vines stronger. So it's because they don't use any synthetic fungicides, pesticides, and so on. So this wine tastes truly of where it's from and not like bugs at all.
Okay, no, it definitely isn't bug. Am I getting apple? Like,
Yes. Grapefruit, apple, lemon sunshine,
Oh, it's
happiness,
nice.
true love.
Okay, so I have a toast tied to terroir for you. Okay, so
Yes.
to our roots, may they run deep, keep us grounded, and never leave us corked or cranky.
I love that. Cheers. Cheers.
Oh my God,
Love that.
mine was going to be. terroir and a volcanic boudoir.
Love it, spicy.
Hot,
Just
spicy.
Okay, our next wine descriptor is silky. So talk about what makes a silky wine.
So you're already in the groove. Silky
yeah.
is about texture, and it's like smooth, like getting a warm embrace from someone who's wearing satin, and it sends a shiver down your spine and makes you wonder why anyone would bother with skinny jeans. Anyway, so it's very much a textural thing.
Oh, I love it. So what silky wine are we sampling?
So we have this lovely Lola blend of Pinot Noir and Chambourcin from Pillay Island, Ontario. And yes, absolutely. And it's got these aromas of fleshy, ripe dark cherries and a kiss of spice in the glass.
lovely.
Isn't that beautiful? Now, Pinot Noir is known as the heartbreak grape.
Oh, yeah.
And some people, that might be your theme for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Right? But don't worry. Pinot Noir, when it comes to wine, is sublime because they named it that because it's so difficult to make, but when it's good, it is great.
It really, it's almost like a tiny bit of effervescence.
Yes, there is a bit of spritz. There's a light spritz. It's not fully bubbly.
Wow.
It's so nice. Okay.
It's like a lovely little surprise.
It really is.
Would be a nice aperitif.
Okay, so let's move on to legs.
Legs.
What are they in the context of wine, and why are they important?
All right, so legs are those streams that slide down your glass, and they indicate the alcohol level and viscosity, the richness and depth of the wine.
Okay.
Okay, so what you want when you think of legs is, in the relationship sense, as you see these sort of legs intertwining with each other, you can think of legs like you're doing kind of a slow dance with your partner.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You
like
know, that kind of,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
some other kind of combination. Anyway, back to the wine. So usually it's a robust wine, full-bodied like the one we have here from Trius.
Oh, gorgeous. So tell us more about this leggy wine.
Yes, this leggy wine is fully ripened. It has this luscious dark fruit. Trius Cabernet Sauvignon from Niagara, Ontario. Yes, absolutely. And it tastes so good. It would be great with a romantic dinner. And I should mention, because I sense a theme here of support, when it comes to these Ontario Canadian wines in general, you can get them online directly from the winery, but they're also in LCBO and liquor stores across the country.
Yeah.
So if you want to support Canada, these are your go-tos.
Marvelous.
So here's the toast. The toast for legs. Here's to the legs that brought us together. Yours, mine, and the wobbly ones in this glass.
Very Cheers. All right. So I'm going to keep going while you're drinking and enjoying yourself.
Okay, well, are we going to
ahead.
talk about the voluptuous wine?
Oh, the voluptuous.
Yes.
That is another descriptor that you would find in full-bodied reds.
Okay, great.
Right?
Okay.
So like a warm cashmere sweater.
Okay, got it.
Love
Yes.
this. So we're going to end by talking about the finish
Yes, the
of a
finish.
wine.
Absolutely.
What does that mean?
Well, I hate to say this, but after you swallow, it is, stay with the wine here, Jess. It is the lasting impression that stays with you of the wine's aromas and sensuality. And so 6 seconds or longer is a mark of complexity, and like most sensual pleasures, longer's better, honey.
Okay.
Natalie, you're so good at this, so good. Okay, so our final wine was involved actually in a romantic love story. So tell us about this rosé.
We have the beautiful Miraval rosé from France, made by the famous Perrin family, who also makes Chateau Beaucastel. This has got bright citrus notes and strawberries all over. Now, this is also the wine that Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt originally bought after their split. He remains the major shareholder. So you could say the finish in a wine is the lasting positive memories that stay in our hearts even after we're no longer together. I love you forever, Angie. Still have your tattoos and everything. All right, let me go on.
My final toast for everyone. Here's to the long finish in our wine and hopefully the short finish in our bedroom.
Woo!
Yeah.
I love that. Woo!
Depending.
Okay. Yeah, depending.
I have a lot to get to.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You
I
gotta
like
cook
it.
dinner.
Absolutely.
We
And
got all that time, 6 seconds. That's perfect.
Absolutely.
Natalie, we always love having you here. Thank you so much, and cheers to a happy Valentine's Day for everyone. So, cheers. Okay. the break. It's a real-life 50 first dates. Nesh Pillay shares her story of memory loss when we get back. Don't go anywhere.
Imagine waking up from a nap and losing the memories of your closest loved ones for the last 20 years. That's what happened to our next guest. Take a look.
I wonder if she ever remembered JJ, or if it was just their relationship started again from that point. It's very possible that they're missing that year and a half together.
That's your boyfriend, right? I have a boyfriend. Yeah. You're getting married soon.
You build a life together, you go through things together, you have memories, happy memories that you look back at, and that's kind of like the essence of love, right?
Nesh Pillay went viral for documenting her journey of memory loss, inspiring a new two-part series called 50,000 First Dates. Welcome to the show, Nesh. We're very happy to have
Nesh,
you.
this is a wild story, right? This is wild. How is your memory lost now, first of all?
So what you see in the movie, those were the acute stages. So if you've watched 50 First Dates, it was 10-second Tom, very quick resets. Now I don't have those quick resets. I maybe remember at about 20% of the rate as what I did before, and that might be generous. And it takes about a day or two for things to start to leave my brain.
Okay.
Wow. So, I couldn't really tell you in detail much of what I did this week.
Okay.
And you will remember this in a few days.
I'll remember I was here. I might not remember specifics of, if I saw you on the street, I might forget you. I'm so sorry.
That's me. That's
in advance. Yeah. You're like, me too. Yeah. So, yeah.
Can you take us back to the start, though? So what do you remember triggered this memory loss in the first place?
So I don't remember what triggered it exactly. Now it's we have this theory that I hit my head the night before. But what really triggered it started long before I even knew there was an issue. I was in a car accident when I was 10 years old, had a pretty major head trauma. Mm-hmm. And then throughout my life, I've had head bumps here and there. I'm not an athlete or anything like that. But what it is when it comes to concussion, the effects are compounding, especially when your brain's not healed yet. And that has resulted in memory loss for me.
Wow. So Nesh, okay, so you take a nap, you wake up, and you don't remember your loved ones. You don't even remember your own child. You have a daughter.
Yeah.
What's it like losing memory of your significant others and your people in your life?
Horrifying. So with my daughter specifically, what's interesting is the emotional part of things remained. So with my daughter, you'll see in this show, I consistently would say, where's the child?
Yeah.
There's a child. I'm worried about a child. So whatever that feeling, that emotion is to protect a child, I didn't know who the child was. I didn't know she was mine, but I knew I needed to protect a child. That was my first priority. With JJ, I was very confused as to why he was there all the time.
Yeah.
But
you felt safe with him.
I felt safe with him. So whenever it was, who do you want to go into this doctor's visit with you? Or who do you want, I needed people with me all the time. Yeah. Who do you want to come into the shower with you? I always chose JJ. So that feeling of safety and comfort remained. Mm-hmm. Overall, though, I was constantly in a panic. I knew something was happening. I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know what.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you already made a reference to 50 First Dates starring Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler, and the internet certainly picked up on the similarities between the movie and your story with JJ. But so they describe your relationship like that. But is it a safe analogy? A fair analogy?
I mean, it's an obvious analogy, so I understand why everyone made that connection. I'm hesitant to compare real life to a rom-com, because I just think that's an unrealistic expectation to put on people. Just even, having followers, I have a sense of responsibility, and if I'm putting out this image that life is perfect, relationships are perfect, people are gonna hold their lives to that same standard. So in that way, no, it's not, but there are definite similarities.
Nesh, I had a concussion last early last year, and I lost my memory for a while as well. And the one thing was, I couldn't have screens anywhere near me. Like, it would just, I was like allergic to them.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow your story, you were able to kind of record it. So how did that come about? Whose idea was it?
Yeah.
How did that feel when people were recording you?
So you'll see in some of the videos, at the worst moments, I couldn't have any sort of stimulation, sound or light. I mean, it was such a weird thing that was happening. We live in this world where people take out their phones for anything. The other thing is, my family, JJ, became my advocates to medical professionals, and my memory loss wasn't consistent. It wasn't, now I think I'm 17, and so I think I'm 17 always. So they needed that proof to take to doctors. So that's why they started recording. My biggest trigger was sound, and it still kind of remains to be sound. Everyone's brain is different.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you why, but for me, it's sound more than light.
I mean, even you acknowledge that this does sound like an unbelievable story.
Sure,
so I'm sure you've had your share of people not believing the experience. So what do you say to that?
Surprisingly, I'm not as upset by it as you would expect, because we should question what we see online. You know, this is a time of AI, and the smart consumer does question things. So I don't take it personally. Where being questioned causes a problem in my day-to-day life is as it pertains to caregivers believing me, and doctors, medical professionals. That is the difference between life and death for me. So that's where I care about being believed. In terms of someone who, you know, lives across the world, it doesn't really bother me that much.
Okay. All right, so this is our last question, a very important question, because this series kind of poses this very interesting question, which is, can love exist without memories? And I want to get your take on that.
Well, I think it depends on your definition of love. However, I think the stuff I just explained, the concern for my daughter, the comfort with JJ, proves that love, in fact, can exist. But something like my story doesn't necessarily make love easy either. And so I think it's important to keep that in mind when watching the story.
Well, Nesh, thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Fascinating. You can stream 50,000 First Dates on Prime Video right now, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.